What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Faith in the Now podcast. I'm Patty, one of your co-hosts.
I'm Malik.
I'm Aiden.
And thank you for joining us. If you don't know what we are a podcast just basically having a conversation about some current topics, some topics we might think about throughout the week, or some just random things, but really and truly it's just meant to be a conversation between friends. When we really started this entire project, we really just sat down and thought, we were like, you know what, like, this was years ago, mind you, like, we were really just thinking, like, we would be, like, at a dinner table or something like that after church, or, like, a lunch table, just talking and, like, having a great time. And we were like, man, what if we turned this into a podcast?
Yeah.
You know, we really just, like, we really stew on it, like, we really, like, just let it simmer for a while. And then Aiden over here, he finally was like, hey guys, listen, we got to do something. And he got this whole thing started up and invited us. So yeah, we're grateful to have you here. Thank you for coming to watch us.
Yeah, and if you're brand new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, or if you've just been watching and you haven't decided to do it, just do it. It's free. Nothing happens. You just click it. It just shows that you're supporting the channel a little bit rather than just seeing views on the page. But yeah, we have a great episode today. Got a lot of stuff to cover. Going to talk about some little things, and then we got a couple major things that we want to just kind of bring out to the light on our first kind of more faith-centered episode. But yeah, with a starter topic, as y'all know, the election just happened, and Trump has definitely won. But just kind of want to bring it out there. Whoever would have won either way, God's still on the throne, man. So it doesn't even matter who would have won. Could have been Kamala, could have been Trump, could have been Kanye. I don't even care.
Could have been Ye.
It could have been Ye. But either way, man, just Jesus, he's still on the throne. He's still sitting up there. He's still got a plan. He's still got everything under control. So I know a lot of people are probably scared or confused or frustrated, definitely. But I mean, hey, God's still on the throne. He's still got a plan. So, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring that out in the light just real quick.
I mean, really and truly, all you gotta do is look to the book.
Absolutely.
First Samuel tells the story of the people wanting a king, even though they had God. So they wanted a king, and then God was like, all right, give him a king. The king ended up being terrible. He ended up taking them into wars that they had no business being in. So, you know, you may have wanted your political candidate to win. If they won or didn't win, you're wanting a king. You don't know what's going to be, so just keep your eyes focused on God, everything like that. I guess we can move on from that. Set our piece.
Yeah, definitely. Some other stuff to talk about, just some minor stuff. You probably don't know this, but I'm a pretty big NF fan, and we got a couple people that I know personally that watch this that are pretty big NF fans. Shout out Anthony Dean. But he's cooking up something. Hey, that boy NF is cooking up something. So stay tuned. I know that if he does decide to drop again, best believe we're gonna be covering that, bro. We're gonna be covering that thing. I might have to get Anthony Dean on the podcast for that.
Hey,
it might happen.
Little phone call.
Hey, come on down from West V.
Speaking of people who did drop, though, Brandon Lake.
Oh yeah.
Brandon Lake dropped a new song, "Hard Fought Hallelujah." If you haven't listened to it yet,
it's good.
It's
fantastic.
Good. That brother was cooking in the lab.
I really do believe it actually really encapsulates a lot of people, especially in the 21st century, a lot of people's faith.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of us maybe grew up in those Southern Baptists or those churches that just you were undoubtedly you got some church hurt from it.
Or even some hard Catholic churches.
Yeah. Something happened to you in your faith, and you
really rocked you.
You want to be faithful, but it's so hard to be because you're so hurt by being in a church. This song perfectly encapsulates all that. Highly recommend go and listen to it right now. It's all on Apple Music, Spotify. He even put out a music video on YouTube. So please go take a listen to it. I think it's amazing.
Hey, another thing, I don't know if you saw it. I posted it on my story, but he just got nominated for 2 more Grammys.
Brandon?
Yeah, he got nominated for Praise and I can't remember what the other one was, but I put it on my story. But yeah, he got nominated. He won 5 Grammys, I think, or either he didn't win them, or was nominated from a few years ago. or the last Grammys or whatever. But I mean, hey, he's doing God's work. He's doing some crazy things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Production and all.
Oh, that brother's
He's gonna
cooking.
make some music.
That brother's cooking. Some other stuff we want to talk about. Saquon Barkley, man. I'm an Eagles fan. If y'all don't know this, but I'm an Eagles fan. I don't know what this guy is. He's like, what are you, Panther fan?
Carolina Panthers, baby.
Yeah, I'm
we
sorry.
gotta win.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
we gotta win. Don't apologize. We gotta win.
2-7 though, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. It's
And?
okay. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, if y'all haven't seen what he was doing the last game, bro, I'm gonna put a clip up there because that clip was insane. He hit the stiff arm and then he did a spin move and then hurdled that guy backwards, bro. That thing was actually insane. I saw that and I swear everybody posted that thing like 40
I
times.
was like, what?
I can't do that in Madden.
Can't do that, period.
Yeah,
Locked it in.
dude, that brother.
He
I know-
understood it now.
I know all Giants fans were
He
like,
did understand.
why did you do that with us?
He understand it now.
He do understand it now.
Because he tried to do that as a giant. You know that?
Yeah, little giant. yeah.
Did you see that clip? Like he tried to do the backwards
No.
hurdle
I don't
as
think
a,
I've seen
as a
that.
giant, but he got like wrapped up because he was like had his legs closed.
Oh, but he tried. He's like, I'm gonna try this time.
And then he tried it again.
Bruh.
Had him
You see-
wide open.
Oh no.
Hey,
Hey yo.
Yeah.
tight pause.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Yo.
What's he doing? So yeah, we're gonna get into some deep conversations now. We got a couple things we're gonna talk about. I don't know if you want to start it off with, because you were kind of thinking about it
Oh.
with godly relationships and stuff.
Yeah. This week, I was driving, and Aiden had texted our group chat and was like, "All right, we gotta find stuff that we want to talk about."
Mm.
And the Holy Spirit immediately was like, "Talk about relationships," and I was like, "In what way, bro?" And then I thought, I'm like, we really need to talk about all of them. Our relationships with God, our relationships with our parents, our friends, our enemies even.
Yeah,
So,
no, absolutely.
I think it's like centered around, like, our lives are centered around our relationships.
Yeah, they are definitely.
So, and we kind of look past it or take it for granted, all our relationships. So, I mean, God wants us to be in community. He tells us to be. So, I think how we cherish our relationships is how we're going to walk with God even further.
Yeah.
So, I was like, we got to talk about this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know we've all been in. I mean, everybody's been in a relationship of some sort, and I'm not saying significant other. I'm saying friends, your parents, like he was saying, just like everybody. And I mean, like the way that relationship will move forward is like how much effort you're actually putting into it, and
Right.
if you're actually genuine with it. Like you can be friends with somebody. Like I think a big example I could put with this is, for me, I just graduated high school, and a lot of my friends that I was friends with in high school, not really friends with anymore, and they just kind of moved away from me. And I have like maybe like 1 or 2, 3 people that I actually left high school with that I'm still pretty close with, and like I actually talk to and I hang out with every now and then. But it's like the relationships that you actually are genuine towards are the ones that you're actually going to get something from. You're actually going to learn something from. Because I feel like if you're just friends with somebody just because you met them, and you're not actually putting anything towards it, how are you going to learn from anything? It's the same thing even with relationships with your parents. It's like if you're not going to actually take the time to either spend time with them, because I mean at the end of the day, like you only have one life. You can't go back and redo it. So it's like, say something happens, like God forbid something happens to my mom or my dad, I'm gonna look back on that and I'm gonna be like, man, I really wish I spent more time with that. And I can even say that with my biological dad. He passed away last year, and I think a lot of things that I went through during that time period was, man, I wish I talked to him more, or man, I wish I done this, saw him more, or just even put effort into talking with him.
Yeah.
But it's like, I can't really get that back anymore. But at the end of the day, it's like the relationship you put your time into, they're really going to mean a lot later down the road.
So, we talk about church hurt a lot, but sometimes there's parental hurt, so sometimes that option is close to a lot of people because they chose to cut out their parents. And
Yeah.
I mean, while yes, it might be nice if you get back into a relationship with them, but sometimes just what they did to you is so messed up. Like you can't will yourself to get back into a relationship like that. So from that perspective, we totally understand like having that relationship might be cut off, but I think it's still good to open yourself up to other types of relationship, even if it's not with your parents. Maybe find somebody who you can love or who you can be friends with, you know. Don't just shut your life down. I mean, it might be a hard fight, but don't shut your life down because of the way you were raised, you know. I guess the best way to put it would just be like, get back up on that saddle and ride, you know. You're going to get knocked down, you're going to get hurt, things going to happen. You might feel defeated, but at the end of the day, you need to really just get back up, keep going, you know. Doesn't matter how hard you get hit as long as you keep getting back up, you know. And if you need help, there are resources out there to really help you. There's call lines, there's therapy, everything like that.
Takes two people to make a relationship, and I think as I'm growing older, I definitely understand that more. I mean, like, kind of like what I was saying earlier, it's like you can put effort into it, but if they're not going to put effort into it, nothing's going to happen with it. It's not going to grow. It's not going to.
It's going to be stagnant.
It's just going to be stagnant. Nothing's going to happen with it.
Yeah, there's actually good scripture in Ephesians 5. Ephesians 5. It's basically talking about marriage between man and wife. Basically submitting to one another in the fear of God. Wives, submit to your own husbands as to the Lord, for the husband is head of the wife, as also Christ is head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, just as the church is subject to Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ also loved the church, and gave himself for her, that he might sanctify and cleanse her with the washing of water by the word, that he might present her to himself a glorious church, not having a spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that she should be holy and without blemish. So husbands ought to love their own wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. For no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as the Lord does the church. For we are members of his body, of his flesh, and of his bones. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh.
Yeah, that's good.
It's really just thinking like it takes two people to make a whole, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes. I mean, you can't do this journey alone.
Yeah.
As much as we want to try and do it, as much as we want to take the reins for ourselves, you have to let the reins go. You have to let Jesus take the wheel. I mean, not literally when you're driving, but
yeah, maybe hold on.
You know, maybe hold on to the steering wheel, but like in like aspects of your life where you're like you might be unsure, just turn to Jesus. Be like, hey, listen, I don't know where to go from here. God, please help me. You know, and He'll find you'll find clarity. There'll be peace about it. You know, just as long as you love God, you'll be part of the body, right? So that's all we gotta say about that.
I think the biggest thing for me that a lot of us like don't realize when we get into those like dark purposes of like any relationship or just in life in general, we tend to not switch our focus. We tend to like dwell in the sadness, in the darkness, whatever it might be in your case. But I think switching your focus and really putting all that, whether it might be anger or disappointment, putting that towards God and giving that to God and actually leaving it at His feet and actually give it to Him, not just like, oh, I'm going to give it to Him.
And then not do it.
And then not do it. Actually, like, lay it at His feet and walk away.
Yeah.
Don't look at it. Don't like, oh, let me peek at it, see if it's still there. No.
Yeah.
Turn around and walk away and trust in Him. I think that's the biggest thing that I think I do. I probably all of us deal with. But putting that trust and switching that focus, I think that once you start there, everything else is kind of like it just lays the groundwork for just a more purposeful life, and our relationship built faith, I guess, if you want to call it that. But that's what I got from that passage too. And
Yeah.
relationship's a two-way street.
Mm.
So don't settle for anything less than the best, because God's gonna give us the best. So
Yeah.
don't underestimate what God can do, because He's gonna go above and beyond. So remember that, guys.
Yeah. I mean, we've all kind of gone through that walk of life where we're in a dark passage and we're just not really sure where to go. And I know I have, and they probably have too, but just like when you're trying to go through it alone, nothing really makes sense, and it's just like you're trying to look in this direction, you're looking that direction, and it just seems like everything's just getting worse. But like when I tell you, if you just lay it at His feet, like Malik was saying, if you just lay it at His feet, everything is going to change so much and it's not going to just happen like that. It's going to take some time. But like if you just lay it at His feet and just forget about what was happening, you're gonna change without even realizing it. People they're gonna look at you differently. They're gonna look at you like, man, he looks like he is just at peace with himself, and he looks just so happy, or he just looks like, or she looks like they're just content with what's going on in their life, when it might not seem like to them. In the back of their mind, they know, or God knows, that they're dealing with something, but He's got it, and He's gonna take over, and He's gonna handle it. But yeah.
I mean, if you're struggling with maybe you're in the process of trusting God with things, I want you guys to just remember John 3:16, probably the most recognizable verse in all of the Bible. John 3:16 states that God so loved the world, He so loved humanity, that He gave His one and only. I want you to think about it, His one and only Son. Most of us won't even probably give half a cheeseburger to somebody who wants it. God gave His Son. Come on, dog.
I know.
Come on, dog. I gotta relate it back.
No, that's
I gotta
fair.
relate it back to us somehow. But God gave
Food
His
is crazy.
one Son. Food's crazy. But God gave His one Son.
You said I gotta relate it back somehow, yeah, but the cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger,
So
dog.
we give a cheeseburger.
You got a
I
son?
was like, I would. Somebody like, hey, bro, I'm hungry.
I'll be like, yeah, you
All
got
right,
it.
bro, here, bro.
You got it.
He said, I would. I said, well, I would. It's like, well, somebody's greedy over here. Hot seat again. It's your fault. I mean, you gotta put yourself in that predicament.
I said some people, not me.
And then looked at us, and we were like,
Nah. That's
oh, bye.
Wow.
God just, I
Like,
said,
Maybe
Chicken
I don't
sandwich
want to be a
again.
part of this. Malik's
shit-
going to be here because every time he's here, I get
It's
roasted
like
for
a
no
It's like that
reason.
chicken sandwich all over again.
No.
Bro's not sharing that sandwich.
My God, please, man.
you put yourself in that position. I'm not gonna do that.
Jeez.
I mean, hey, it's a layup. I had to take it.
No, you didn't. This ain't a basketball game. It's a podcast.
Hey, but I mean, you just set me up for success. I'm gonna take the shot.
Bro set 80 up like LeBron James with that
That's
pass.
what I'm saying. I mean, it was like, well,
I just completely derailed everything that I was trying to say.
No, that's all right.
Thanks, guys.
It's okay.
Thanks, guys.
sorry, Pat. You know,
Go ahead, take it.
That's all.
I was
Take it
already
away.
done. You
Take it
were.
away. I
Go
was
ahead.
trying.
Go, you got it. No, you got it.
I was trying.
No, this,
All you can do is try, but you know, let's just move past it. Next question.
That's cool.
He
So-
chokes me out over here. Let's move past. Stops you with a Bible.
the Holy Spirit compels you.
I'm about to. I'm working on anger issues, people.
Better work on it with you. Man. Anyways, so Patty, how's your week been?
It's been pretty alright.
It's like back to him already. I was like, I thought we let it cool off. All right, well, Patty. How was your week?
I mean, it's been alright. You know, I've been doing pretty well at work.
That's good.
Um,
Y'all been busy?
no, not really. Although things are looking to pick up, which I'm very excited for.
Do our holidays usually a lot busier for y'all?
No.
No, really?
Well, Halloween was pretty busy for us.
That
but,
makes sense.
I heard like after Thanksgiving it really just dies down, and plus with this election it was really dead just because everybody was watching. Like, cause I work in the construction field, so everybody was watching to see like if permits would be cleared or if like they'd have to adjust for regulation, for new regulations, new taxes, things like that. And once Trump got into office, he like a lot of projects got cleared, but I don't think they're gonna get like the tools and equipment. Right now, I think they're gonna wait until after the winter. But like, I was talking to one of our sales reps, and he was like, "Yeah, I was just out on a job site. They've already been cleared to build 10 buildings."
Oh dang!
Like they were waiting on it to see. They were waiting on the election to see.
Wow.
Like if
That's actually
Kamala would have
insane.
won, if Kamala would have won, they would have had to wait for like a month to get clearance because of the new regulations, the new taxing on things, the new permits that they need. And then when Trump got in, they cleared it pretty much on the
Immediately.
spot.
Go!
Cinnamon!
Pretty much.
SEAL Team 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that was like
A thing. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, I knew it was a thing,
Well,
but
like-
I didn't think it was going to be this early for them to be
And that big too.
especially in the fourth quarter
Yeah.
of business right now.
Yeah, for real.
You would think that would like, all right,
They'd push that off till next year.
at least at the beginning of the year,
Yeah.
or it's like, hey,
Back in the first.
we're gonna
quarter.
put this on hold until January. It's like, all right,
Yeah. That's
Not
crazy.
like- whatever happens on Tuesday.
Nah, we're doing this next week.
Well, they
Stockholm
cleared it,
Foundation.
but I think they were saying something about like Thanksgiving coming up, so they're not gonna really like
Yeah, there's no
start
point.
anything. But I think they're
That's
getting
fair.
like all the materials and all
They're kind of prepping.
They're prepping.
That's that makes sense.
Getting Excel spreadsheets out, chopping up the numbers. And how was your week?
It's been alright. It's been a long week, but it's pretty good. We had a worship night at our church Monday. It's really good. Yeah, just been really busy. Just trying to lock in on the stuff I'm currently doing at school. I think I just hit 50%. I just hit 50% mark this week, so I got about, I think like 400-ish hours left or something. So I'll be done in February, but I gotta start locking in though. But
Start looking for them jobs. You looked at the Campbell's thing.
I did, but I didn't see any welder ones. I mean, unless I was looking in the wrong spot.
Probably, because my mom was there and she was like, "We need welders." Like she was talking to, because McRae had a job shadow
Oh, word.
and talked to the representative. So, and they do it a lot at York Tech. So if you go anywhere, like look online at York Tech and see,
Job openings or whatever.
well, not even just job openings, because they have job fairs.
Right. Yeah.
Which they export. They flush a lot of people out through York Tech.
Yeah.
So look on there.
Yeah, I'll look again. I kind of briefly looked when I was at school, so that's probably why I didn't.
Yeah,
really.
probably.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been good. I've been especially busy trying to come up with some more ideas for the podcast, both ideas and just ways to push it out. Yeah, just kind of finding ways to make it not simpler, but easier for me to get stuff done and like kind of edit it through, so I can either push out clips from it or just push out more social media stuff. But yeah, just that's kind of how my week's been. Just busy doing whatever I can. Been working out a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, we are pushing, or he is more so pushing out reels
Yeah.
and shorts and
Yeah.
things like that. So if you guys don't really sit through all this and you want to just like
Go watch the
take a
highlights.
look at it, go watch a highlight.
Yeah.
You know, go see like if you're feeling it, if you're vibing with it. If not, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Hope to see you here
Yeah.
at some point again. But if you are vibing with it, come watch the full episode.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Glad you're here.
we gotta also remember it's like we're episode 3 right now, so I mean we're still kind of we're still feeling it out.
Yeah.
But I think if we continue to do it, which I really hope we do, and I think we will, God willing, obviously. But like, it's like I think if we just continue to keep at it, it's just gonna
It's gonna blow.
Yeah, and I think once we get a lot more comfortable with it and just start, like, it's like, all right, we're sitting down, all right, recording, and we're going. Like, I mean, I think it'll just get, like, a lot, you know, more, and we'll get better ways to talk about things, and we'll get more, we'll talk through conversations more smoothly without any really awkward silences like that. But,
That's when you cut it.
yes, this is just when you cut it.
Magic of cutting.
Mm-hmm. How about your week? How's it been?
Always been busy, guys.
Yeah, I believe it.
I went home Monday evening, or during the day.
And now he's back.
Went back to Clemson, and you know, school projects, work. Tomorrow's a work day, like a busy work day tomorrow. It's just been a busy day. It's been like a good busy, like a productive busy. It's just, I'm gonna be ready for when Thanksgiving comes, when I can just not do anything.
I wish I could do that.
So, and I say that, and watch, I'm gonna make myself do stuff, because I always like to stay busy. I hate just being,
just not doing anything.
yeah, like I feel unproductive.
Yeah.
But it's always so good to be just still. Like Monday was like, honestly, it was my Sabbath day, to be honest with you. Spent a lot of time with God on Monday. So that was good to start the week like that. And then Tuesday was, just kind of getting ready for the week. And then I got home last night, so it's been quick. It's already December 9th? November 9th? Sorry. Hey, watch it be December 9th by like this.
No, literally, the fact that it's already
November.
2 weeks into November
does not feel like
it's insane.
I hope that the weather's been
hot.
It's been inconsistent.
It's been like some days will be really nice. Like today's really nice.
I'll say though, there is a cold front coming in.
Oh, that's gonna suck.
I've seen it.
Thank God.
The weather, like I was looking last week, and like Wyoming had a little like blue, like it was blue, like Canada was blue, of course. But everywhere
coming
else
straight
was
down.
hot. And then yesterday I checked, and like all of the West is cold. Parts of California and like New Mexico.
Oh, that's coming straight for us.
They're still a little bit hot. Florida and all of us are still hot, but it's like it cut
It's a
through.
downstream. Yeah.
mean,
We're cut
we're-
through, and it's going to be pushing over. So
We're getting into the
I'm excited.
kind of almost middle of fall, almost close to the end of it, coming into winter almost. So it's gonna be good to see.
When winter used to start in like November, December.
Yeah, not
That
South
junk's gonna
Carolina.
be in January when that stuff starts.
Yeah, I remember last year Halloween it was freezing, wasn't it?
I don't know. I
Okay.
just remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before,
It was
but I
raining.
wore shorts
Oh.
for Christmas. Like I was outside in a short and t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Like it was nothing.
Haven't seen snow here in a minute.
Didn't it snow last year? Or
For like a day.
that's snow for the Carolinas. So
Yeah, that's true.
I hate snow, but
Close schools for a
I love it.
40-mile radius. They're all gone.
I just grew up in snow, so like I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Like it's cool to visit, but I don't want that here where I live at.
I'm with you on that. I lived in New Jersey, so.
Blue cold weather, bro. Kick rocks for the cold.
I mean, I'd rather have
Well,
smooth,
like snow, like cold weather. I need that because my body
hot.
hurts.
Oh, my fault.
It's not, but my body hurts. Like
Oh
we
no.
can get some cold weather after
After a workout?
after a workout.
You walk outside?
Oh my gosh, you just feel like you're on heaven.
Oh, that is the best thing ever. Especially if you just hit like heavy set. Like imagine this. You just squatted.
Oh, legs.
You walk outside.
Yeah.
Straight.
Wheel me out in a wheelchair.
Straight up. But yeah.
Looked at today. Did chest. Oh, did arms today with Connor. I told Connor I'm gonna put him on the podcast. He said, "Wait till my business blows up, so then I can."
Push us out.
Yeah, actually.
word. Yeah, we gotta get him on.
Both push. I was like, you need to do it now so you can see the progress of how your business is going.
What is he doing?
He's doing a online kind of like AI scheduling type deal. It's like, so let's first say my business, my photography business.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have time if someone calls me or emails me,
You would push it to him.
Well, the site, what I would pay him, which he created this site,
Okay.
and a lot of big business, banking businesses use this. They use it for their scheduling,
Projects.
their calling, it's like the middleman of like business.
Okay. Okay.
So he's trying to push that, which I'm probably gonna end up investing in that just for my business, because it's like,
Photography, you need that scheduling.
yeah, especially now, like tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to automate it and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, so like if something or someone can do it, it's just gonna be easier on me, especially me in college. Like, I don't want to have to sit through 5-6 different text messages with people going back and forth about
Trying to figure out what day.
quotes and scheduling,
Yeah,
and somebody
that's
that's like, tomorrow I have 6 shoots tomorrow, and
Mm.
they're all back to back to back. And
You're
it's
gonna
like,
make some money though.
praise God for the money.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a lot like the process of, I had to make a Google form to get people to do scheduling, and it's like, there's a whole lot of stuff that like I didn't want to do, but I mean, it's a part of the business and I need to learn this.
Yeah.
But I mean, paying someone
To automate it for
do
you.
it, yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
takes the stress and all the time management that I have to do. That just takes it off. So
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I think I would probably have to automate that or get invested in that if we get to a place where we're a lot bigger than we are now. Like if we're having to schedule either people on, like guests or something, that would be really helpful. Definitely.
So, of course, there's all types of different apps out there, but
Right,
I just know that with him, it's like, you start referring people, he's gonna give you a quote percentage back.
Right.
So it's like, okay, cool. So we're fleshing out to y'all or whoever it might be
Yeah. Definitely.
with stuff. We get a percentage back, and then that can go back into the podcast. That means we're getting this room. We can have a studio set up in this room. That's
instead
more
of
lighting.
Instead of the lavalier mics, we'll actually get some actual mics with mic stands on them.
Or another camera so that you
Yeah.
can have both angles. It's like, so like this can help us.
Yeah,
so I'm hoping
absolutely.
that he starts getting on the podcast, because
Yeah, I think it could definitely.
he's home too. So
Yeah.
it's like, I want to push him as much and push his business as we're pushing this.
Right,
Which can turn
definitely.
into a business. So
Absolutely, yeah.
it's like, you know,
God willing. Yeah.
everybody got to eat. So
Everybody gotta eat. Absolutely.
You know, that's what community is for. We're trying to help each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I think good segue from this is talk a little bit about God's timing and
Yeah.
and all that. But God's timing and all that has really been sitting on my mind for weeks now. And I could go into a whole bunch of stuff about it, but I'm not going to, just for privacy reasons, and I'm just not going to do it. But, I mean, with God's timing, I feel like a lot of people take it, not for granted, but they'll just, like, they'll look at it and they'll be like, nah, that's never going to happen. Or that.
It's underestimating.
Yeah, it's really underestimating. I mean, people, they'll look at it, like, I've been saying it a lot now. It's like I just need to trust God's timing. I'm just going to let him have it all. I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to trust that he knows what he's doing and he's got a plan for me. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And whenever it happens, it happens. And when it happens, I know that he's pushing it to me because I'm ready for it, and not just because he thinks it's time. He's pushing it to me because I'm ready. And I feel like a lot of people, especially if they're struggling in terms of either maybe trying to get a job or trying to start a business or start a podcast or just anything really that has patience in the kind of bottom underlying of it. It's like, if you aren't willing to be patient for it, then God's never gonna act on his plan.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't wait on something that has the potential to be big if you put effort into it and time into it, then it's just never gonna happen. Or if you're like, for a relationship, if you're just trying to find your soulmate or your husband, your wife, or someone to settle down with, if you're not ready for it, if God doesn't think you're ready for it, he's not going to lay it at your feet. He's only going to lay it at your feet when you're ready. And you might think that you're ready for it, but he's the only one that knows. He knows your plan. You don't even know your plan. You might have a glimpse of it, like you might know kind of what you want to do, but in terms of what's gonna happen, no idea. That's all him. And a lot of people underestimate it because, especially with like jobs or relationships, it's like, oh, I got fired from this job. I thought that was gonna be the one where I was gonna go up high in places and I was gonna make a ton of money. But then a little bit later down the road, God might place something at your feet that you're like, man, I would never have thought I'd see those numbers. Or a relationship where it's like, man, I thought that was the one. But then a couple of years down the road, he lays someone at your feet that you're like, man, I'm getting married now. Like, that's just really sitting on my mind these last few weeks. Just trusting God's timing. Because, I mean, if you're going to do one thing with your faith, it's, man, you just got to trust his timing. Because that's all what this is about. It's like, if you can't trust his timing or trust his judgment, it's like there's no way you're going to be able to have a good relationship with him. Because this whole thing about having a relationship with God is all trust. And it's all your faith. I mean, it's kind of like that whole thing where it's like you can't, how are you going to trust him if you don't believe? Or how are you going to trust if you don't have faith in him? It's like you can only trust in him if you're actually putting that effort in your head and in your actions to believe that he's going to do great things in your life.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, as Scripture says, assuming I can find it again, God's timing comes in seasons. You know, we might expect something to show up, or might expect anything to happen, but at the end of the day, you know, like, it's God's timing. It's not our timing. We gotta trust it up to God. You know, let's see if I can find it. Sorry, I thought I had. I mean, Ecclesiastes 3 says, "To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck. What is planted, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to break down, a time to build up, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing." And it basically just goes on all the way. But yeah, I mean, there's timing for everything. I think we all just need to understand, like, what season we're in whenever it comes to, like, understanding God's timing. You know, but it's like coming back on a much more, like, much more present note. I'll say, like, I was saving up for a pretty big purchase, and
That Lego set.
yeah, the Lego set. It was a Lego set. It was going to be the Venator.
Oh yeah.
$650.
Steep.
It's expensive, but I was saving up for it because I didn't want to put it on a credit card or anything like that. I was just going to buy it outright. Saving up for it.
Red light up.
And then I get a bill in the mail for my registration fees. After processing fees and everything like that, I ended up having to pay $709 for registration fees.
That's insane.
I mean, luckily I'd saved up $600, so I think it's funny. Like, my dad, like, I was texting him yesterday, and he pointed this out. He was like, God's timing has it in his way, like, has its ways. And I was like, yeah, but I don't think the American government is in God's plan. And funnily enough, he hit me with scripture too. He was like, I think it was Matthew 8, verse 15 through 22, which is basically the story of God. Yeah, no, Matthew 22, 15 through 22. And it's basically the story of Jesus, like, telling his disciples, hey, lend to Caesar what is Caesar and give God what's God's. You know, and I was like, dang, got me there.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
But, you know.
I mean, it's who's on the coin at that point, you know?
Right.
It's like, I think there was I think it's similar to that, or in that same passage probably, but it's talking about taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the exact same thing, where it's like who's on that coin? It's like, it's not me. Caesar's on that coin. It's like, so who are you going to give to? Because they were talking about, should we pay our taxes?
Oh,
I think that's the same thing.
Listen to Philistines. I don't know who it was, but they were talking to God, and they were like,
yeah, they're like, should we pay our taxes?
should we pay our taxes?
And he's just like, who's on that coin? It ain't me. Caesar's on that coin. So it's like that kind of goes back to what we were talking about with like the government and stuff. It's just like trusting who's on that throne. It's like at the end of the day, yeah, Trump's gonna be president, but it's like you're just gonna have to do what you can and just trust in your heart that God's got a bigger plan for you and a bigger plan for the nation even.
No. I need to look that up now. I'm gonna watch that reel again.
Yeah.
Not doom scrolling, but
No, I'll give you a
Doom scrolling.
I mean, more passages just talking about like timing and like maybe something's not in your, in your sights, and it's Galatians 6 verse 9. And you, masters, do the same things to them. Give up threatening, knowing that your own master also is in heaven, and there is no partiality with him. So in a way, it's just saying, like, hey, know that it's not your timing, it's not your will, in a way.
Yeah. I think with another thing with timing is like, kind of just going back to what I was saying earlier, it's just like, you really don't understand what he's doing in your life until he lays it at your feet, and you can't really begin to speak things into existence like, that was supposed to be the job, that was supposed to be the person, that was supposed to be the business that worked, that was supposed to be the thing that made me happy or made me rise. But in reality, it's like, you could be homeless without food, and you could have God in your heart, and you can be genuine with that, and you would be the most happy person in your area. I genuinely believe that, because it's like, we take things for granted so much, and it's like, the fact that we are sitting in a house, on a couch, in front of a camera, with mics, with clothes on our body, surrounded by all these great things, it's like, that was because somebody before us trusted in God, or trusted that that God was gonna do something for them. Whether that's true or not, it just kind of gets summed up to that. It's like, they trusted in the plan, they laid it at his feet, and they just kept moving forward until God said, all right, you're ready, here's what I'm gonna give for you. And it's not gonna all just be like, oh, I've got this now, I'm set. There's gonna be ups, there's gonna be downs, there's gonna be things that are gonna put you down after you thought you were there. Back to that thing I was saying, thought this was a job, thought this was a person, etc. It's like, until you really feel it in your heart, and until he really lets you know that this is where he wants you, you just gotta keep moving forward, and just keep trusting in his timing and his process, and just trusting him with everything he does.
Good. I need to look at the video again, dude. I really, cause
No, you're good,
it
don't
hits
worry.
so well on the seasons, bro.
Did you save it?
No, I didn't save it. I just liked it, but I mean, that was so. This is like so far ago.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I'll add on to what he's saying. But
Yeah.
I'll cut it
you
though.
can.
But I think another thing is what Patty was saying about seasons in your life and stuff is just like, kind of go back to what we were saying. What was it, episode 1, where we talk about maybe we didn't talk about it at all, or maybe I'm just thinking of it, but God's gonna put you through certain things. Yeah, it was episode 1. God's gonna put you through certain things that are just gonna help either teach you something, or it's just gonna help you build who you are as a person. Like, I can even just say for me, in the last few years, they've been pretty rough, and I would never thought that I would be where I am right now. Talking about God to however many people watch this video, or just talking about God with friends, Just like, I would never have thought that I would be doing this 2 years ago, even 1 year ago, honestly 6 months ago, if you told me that I'd be doing a podcast, I'd probably believe it. But like, it's like I wouldn't think that we'd actually be doing this and putting effort into it, putting time and energy into it, all because we just want to show one person, just one person at least, who Jesus is and how much he loves us. But I think that God puts us through certain seasons to show us how strong we are, show us how, like, just show us that we can actually do something, and we can actually be patient. We can be strong. We can get through certain difficult moments, even when we think that it's the end of the road. Like, even if you, like, say you just had, like, I don't even know, like, you lost someone that was really close to you, whether they passed away or just slipped out of your grip or just moved on. It's like, I don't even know what I was going to say. I like blacked out there.
It's fine. I was trying to pick up where you were gonna be.
Yeah, I totally blacked out.
You were forgetting some words that I was like, probably should say this, but now I'm trying to figure out. It's like more of, because we started off as what your purpose and the trials and tribulations that you go through is for you to grow your faith in God.
Yeah.
The Bible says He can give His strongest test to His strongest warriors. And I mean, we've all been in trials and tribulations, but the test is for us to be exponential in our lifetime. So going up, not just,
up and
I'm
down.
just going to go straight or I'm going to go this. No, it's all going to be going up to one goal, is to Him.
Absolutely.
And I'm trying to hit on what you were talking about.
He's going to test you.
Oh, yeah, you're going to get tested every day. I mean, the devil is really going to speak to you, especially
He's creative.
Especially in the dark. Like,
absolutely.
He gets
loud.
It gets really loud when there's nobody around. It's just dark, you and yourself and your thoughts and your feelings. It's going to get really loud, but you have to make the choice to either lean into that or be like, all right, I know this isn't God and this isn't for me and this is not what I want, and fall back into whatever it might be, that temptation or that person or whatever it might be in your case. Or I'm going to go on this side and be like, you know what? This was the old me. God is the new me. Let me walk in this way. And continue to walk in that every day and keep picking up that cross like He tells us to do daily. And it's going to test your patience, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
He will. But the fruit of the labor that you put in, it's going to be so sweet once you know that, hey, God got me. Just like these guys got me.
Yeah.
But I know that God got me right now. He put me in this room. He got me here. He's going to get me where I need to go. He's going to get me back to school.
Absolutely.
He's going to get me back here when I need to. He's like, I mean, it's not like I woke up and everything just kind of just
got bad or
not even
got better.
Bad. It was more like, oh my gosh. Like people think when they get baptized, once I hit that water and come up,
I'm good.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be kittens and gummy bears when I get up out of here. Life's going to be short and sweet.
Not exactly.
No.
In fact, it's going to be
the complete opposite.
Because the devil doesn't like that. And the devil's going to find anything that he can to attack you at your roots. And especially in terms of
your faith.
Your faith, man. It's like if you're doing really good, you're praying to God every single day, you're worshiping Him, you're not like going against Him, you're not going back on that thing you said you'd never do again, or you're not speaking those words to people that you said, oh, I never speak those words again, or I never put those actions into place. It's like when He sees things that are working, you don't like that, so He's gonna attack you for that
with everything that He can in His power to trip you up. And honestly, it's up to us at the end of the day to be like, all right,
well, I gotta take that apple.
Yeah, it's like, is this for me or is this for me? It's like, it's like, oh, this could be cool. This is, I mean, it looks good. Is it gonna be temporary? Yes. Or, oh snap, this might be more work, but the happiness is eternal. So it's like, choose what apple you want to. It's like, pick your poison if that's the word you want to use. But you know which poison is the right poison. It's like the red pill or the blue pill. Which one are you going to choose? So
I mean, a lot of people call the Bible the book of life, right? But I honestly, like, yes, it is the book of life. It is a book that's going to lead you to eternal, everlasting life. But really, if you really want to think about it, it's the book of our own lives. You know, in the Old Testament, God continuously presents ways to humanity. So after Adam and Eve ate from the apple, introduced sin to the world, we lost connection with God forever. Well, God so desperately wants us to connect with Him and be with Him, and He wants us to just live with Him and talk with Him and connect. Like I said, connect. He wants us to connect back with Him. So He desperately, like He puts in ways to get back with God, right? He finds the way of God, as I call it. There's the way of God, and then there's the way of man. There are moments in the Old Testament or in our lives where before Jesus, God wants us to get put on the right track, right? But every time we just like, God, I want to go down this way. I want to go this way. And every time we go this way, every time the people in the Old Testament take the path of man, and trust me, they always took it. They always took the path of man. Every time people wanted to take the path of man, it led to Sodom and Gomorrah, the flood, destruction,
yeah.
Terrible. And so God introduces ways to save the world and bring them back to it, trying to get everybody to go down the path of man. And then Jesus comes into play. This is God's final Hail Mary. This is everything.
This is Commanders, Steelers. Wait, what was it? Yeah, Commanders, Steelers, last play of the game, Hail Mary.
Hail Mary.
Tip drill, touchdown, win the game.
Jesus comes down, God in human form. He spreads His message, and He gets killed. Well, when Jesus dies and comes back, He introduces free will into the world. So people are now able to freely choose whether either they go to hell or heaven. They are freely able to choose whether to follow Jesus or not. You know, and I think that's a lot for our lives. So before we were baptized, before Jesus, we were trying down the path of man. We were like, oh, but God, I want to go this. So God tries to pull us back. He tries to grab us by the neck and like grab us by the collar and drag us to church, you know. And every time we don't get it, but like finally when we actually sit down, we really think about it. We accept Jesus into our hearts. We get baptized. We do the thing. We get free will in a way. Now, it's not going to be sweet. You know, Christians have been probably one of the most persecuted groups of people since back before life even, like since written history.
Since day one.
Since this, I mean,
literally day one.
We were literally, like, they killed our leader.
Yeah.
You know? But so, I mean, life's not going to be easy. I mean, a lot, like you said, like, a lot of people think it's going to be easy, it's going to be sweet, it's going to be all that in a bag of chips, but really and truly it's not. And anybody who you talk to that says, oh yeah, it's great, they're lying to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Might be great in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go through trials and tribulations, and God's going to be there for us. We just got to put it in His hands to trust Him. Trust in Him that He's going to take care of us, you know? Like Scripture said earlier, there's a season for everything. There's time to cast stones and time to gather them, you know? And that's basically what...
Yeah. There's a song that it's called Seasons. It's by Hillsong, and it's one of my favorite songs. But it basically is talking about harvest, and basically it's talking about going through your seasons of life, and it's talking about how you might go through a winter and your harvest isn't going to be good because maybe you have your crops dying, or you have something going wrong or difficult in your life. But then once spring comes around, God's going to plant something in you that's going to change you. It's going to make your crops grow, and it's going to really just like change your whole perspective on life, on God, how you view people, how you view yourself. And I think
you have a heart change.
Yeah, definitely.
You have honestly a completely different vision on life. You have a different look on it. Like I was saying earlier, having that perspective change. It's just like with the seasons. It's like, all right, God, I can't pay these bills. But I already know every bill and every need is already met.
Yeah.
And you speak that, which I tell a lot of people to do that. If you speak it out loud and speak with confidence, watch how quick God will work. He's like, oh, he believes in me? Oh, it's going to work right now? Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Boom. Bills paid for it.
Yeah.
Cool. School paid for it. Cool. Your health good. Cool.
That job you was looking for? There you go. Right there.
Or even better. I get you a better job that you didn't even think the benefits and everything was going to work out. Look at that. But God moment. I was struggling. I was stressed. I was pressed. But God. We talked about that actually at church in middle school. I was preaching about that. And honestly, ask somebody that's really strong in their faith. When's the last time you had a but God moment? And let that feed your faith, honestly. Because when you take pieces from other people's faiths, that puzzle piece is
all over the place.
Yeah, it will blossom your faith. I can say that for sure. Definitely an encouragement. So ask somebody about that this week.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
What's the next question that you got?
That's kind of all we got right now.
Oh,
I mean,
Liddy in the city, baby.
Yeah, I mean, before we kind of wrap stuff up, I think I want to just kind of briefly touch on another thing with that Malik was saying earlier. It's just like back to that kind of, oh, all right, I'm gonna do this because it's easier than not doing it. I think a lot of people that struggle with addictions or even just with faith, but I think especially with addictions, because I know I've struggled with some types of addictions. I know Malik struggled, Patty struggled. Everybody struggled with some type of addiction, whether they don't realize it or not. Like, not everything that you think is an addiction is actually, like, anything can be an addiction. It could be, oh, I'm gonna play a bunch of video games and I'm gonna skip out where I could have just been reading the Bible, or scrolling where you could have been being productive, working, reading the Bible, or just doing something other than wasting away your time. But I think what's so good about our faith is just like, yeah, it's not going to be easy to do the right things, to love God, to love yourself, to love others. And I think back to what we were saying before is like having relationships with everybody, even your enemies. It might be hard to forgive people that have wronged you, hurt you in the past, but once you forgive them, man, that weight just comes off of you. Like, and like, people are going to look at you like, they'll be like, did you just forgive me after I just did that to you?
What's wrong with you?
Like, how could you do that? How could you forgive me for hurting you? It's like, because God. It's as simple as that. It's like, if God didn't love me the way he does, I would not have the strength to forgive you.
No.
But because of how much he loves us, I have the strength and more to forgive you and the person after that. It's like, it's gonna be difficult to follow God and to keep strong with your faith, but man, it's gonna be rewarding, and it's gonna be so rich in just peace and fulfillment in your life. And yeah, it might be easier to skip out church
or give up,
or just give up even and just go your own way. Yeah, but it also could leave you in a place that you wouldn't want to be in.
A deeper hole than you already dug.
It'll dig your hole deeper than you ever thought you could. You'd be digging a China before you know it.
You'd be digging a trench rather than
you'd be digging a trench in your own war.
Yeah.
What?
Turn a mud hole into like a trench. Like, you don't want that.
Yeah, literally. But it's like, God is so good, man. He really is.
Yeah, it's all the time, dude.
Yeah. But I just kind of wanted to hit on that before we kind of close it out.
Yeah. I'm good, Aiden. Yeah, good closer, bro.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and close it out, Patty.
I mean, really and truly, like, if you really want to think about it, like, you can't serve two masters at once, you know? A lot of us might, like, give our life to God, but we still want to, like, praise money or something like that. Well, straight from Jesus' mouth, Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. Meaning, like, you cannot serve God and money, in a way. So just remember that, like, as you go on through your life, just remember that, like, God, He's always here for you. You might not have a good job, you might not have a good boss, or you might not have a good life. Just remember, God's here. God will provide. But God moment. Like, you know, there's going to be but God moments. Just remember that, friends.
Can't have a relationship with God and a situationship with the devil.
There it is.
Yeah.
Can't have a relationship with God, situationship with the devil.
You have a lukewarm relationship with him. And he says he'll spit you out if you have one of those. So.
And not everybody that says Lord, Lord will be welcome into heaven. That's in Matthew 6 too. Go read it. If you haven't yet, read
the whole thing.
Read the whole thing. But if you really want to get into, like, Jesus' word, read Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
Yeah.
Just go.
It's a great way to start out.
Yeah, 100%. Just those are kind of the ones that. Yeah, just
easier to get into.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're
like,
a new Christian.
I think especially if you're a newer Christian, to just start out there. And I mean, if you're trying to do what I'm doing, I'm just reading the whole thing front to cover, and I'm just starting from book 1, going all the way to the end. And it for people that are probably new to their faith, they're gonna be like, I don't even know what to take from this. And sometimes I'm like, I don't even know what to read at this either. But it's
passing the ball.
It's like Star Wars. You start off 4, 5, 6.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm so tired. I was like, what?
4, 5, 6. The New Testament, 4, 5, 6. Then you want to, like, oh well, how
Here's
did
the
that
nerd
happen?
moment.
How did we get to this point? 1, 2, 3.
And when there, when all those.
Yeah, that went straight through me.
You know,
I didn't pick that up.
gotta bring a nerd element
Yeah,
to it.
it's all right.
Anyways, y'all, thank you for watching. Like we said in the beginning of the video, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit a like button, comment, let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for, like I said, just coming in and hanging out with us for an hour.
Yeah.
Hopefully we were somewhat entertaining, even though they over here just kicking rocks, not relating to me on any level.
I was locked in.
Putting me in the hot seat.
Oh, my fault.
Dog.
That was at the beginning. You let that go. Look at that. Forgive.
Yeah.
We just talked about it. Forgive.
One problem I have a struggle with is forgiveness, so I do not.
Pray for them. Put them in the comments.
Pray for me.
Hey, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, as Patty's saying. Yeah, we appreciate y'all's supportiveness and just willingness to watch our podcast, honestly. It's like, this wouldn't be a thing if we just post one. It's like, all right, no views.
All right, we're done.
All right, we're done. Let's wrap it up. But because y'all because y'all are actually watching and continuing to come back, it really does mean a lot and makes it easier to post.
Subscribe.
Thank you guys for coming and watching. Like we said, just subscribe, comment, like, let us know what you guys think. If there's any topics you guys want us to hit on, please comment, please text us. If you guys know us personally, text us.
Yeah, definitely.
We'd love to cover some other hot button issues. Anyways, with that being said, have a great week. My name's Patty.
I'm Malik.
I'm Aiden.
And thank you for watching Faith in the Now podcast. See you next week.